Whoo, doggy. That was a stressful morning, wasn't it? It was, I guess, a little bittersweet. Obviously, we had a ton of hope heading into today's qualifier. And I'm just looking. These are the masks somebody got for us. We don't have very many more, maybe 5 or 10, but thanks to John for bringing those masks out. I had ordered some. They're not here yet. I think we ordered 100 or something, so I don't know if there's very many to give away. We just want to make sure that our caretakers have masks, our masks at the track. The medical ones are really cumbersome. It's hot in the paddock today, and these ones are a little more thin, although they're certainly not medical masks. They do the trick. So, yeah, a real stressful morning. You know, I had people asking me, what's Globe-Trotting going to be like? I legitimately had no idea. I had no idea. She had infection in that leg the other day. It was swollen up enough that we couldn't train her up the end of the week. We couldn't qualify her on Monday. Then she come back on short notice of 72 hours. How good is she going to be? And I had a lengthy conversation with a couple of friends and clients in the stable, and I said, I don't want to sound any alarms, but if she doesn't qualify great on Thursday, and I'm not going to push her to qualify great, if she doesn't qualify on her own very, very good on Thursday, there's a chance that we'll just start her in the Buckeye. I'm not going there to race against. I was reading that Burke had a filly was second in 55, her first lifetime start. She's headed to the Sire Stakes. Then you have Virgil's filly, a number of other horses that are already there waiting for us. If she isn't, and as I'm saying it, I'm thinking, how could she possibly be 100%? How could she be good enough for me to get off the bike and say, yep, we're going to the Sire Stakes? I really thought, if you would have asked me going on the track for the first qualifier today to predict what was going to take place in the qualifier and then in the coming weeks, I would have said 58, 28-4, 29, depending on how she looks, likely Buckeye, but she'd have to do a lot better than that to go to the Sire Stakes. That's what I would have told you. Instead, once again, Globe-Trotting showed why she's Globe-Trotting for a filly that, sure, I trained her in 59 2 weeks ago, so the sheer speed wasn't a big deal, but not being to the track, not having that big track work, coming to the track not at 100%, getting off, and sound-wise, she was mechanically, if I didn't tell you there was anything wrong with Globe-Trotting and you walked around her, you couldn't find any issues with her. Her leg was cleaned out. Everything seems to be working well because she's on antibiotics. So her leg is good. She doesn't seem sore. There's no heat. Mechanically, Globe-Trotting, to the naked eye, was probably 100% today. But she wasn't. Mechanically, she was still brushing her knee. And when I keep saying mechanically, because it isn't so much a physical ailment as it is the mechanism of which she trots. Now, before we get further than that, when I say she's touching her knee and touching herself, she always did this. If you watch when Globe-Trotting was Globe-Trotting last year, she still would get rolly at times and put steps in because she always scrubbed on her inside knee a little bit. She always got out of gear when she was switching gears from, let's say, 4th to 5th gear. She would always put a couple of steps in. So this isn't anything new for Globe-Trotting. But I'm paying very, very close attention to Globe-Trotting now. So I'm like, okay, she's good. How good? I let her trot out of there. I didn't want her to over-trot herself. Not that she likely would have, but I wasn't even taking a remote chance. I kept her in check coming out of the gate, let her float over to the front. Now I'm thinking, I know whose blues is behind me, and I know Bobby's probably not going to remove her. I guess she's going to have to go her own mile. 29-3. Here comes Sylvain. I'm not familiar with Sylvain's horse, but obviously I can guarantee you Sylvain knows what he's doing, and I can guarantee you he knew it was sitting in front of him. So he probably wanted to go a good mile with his horse, a real good mile with his horse. And maybe she was a good horse. I don't know who the horse was. He clears over the front, 58-4. So I'm thinking, geez, Globe feels really strong. 58-4. 58-4. She feels really strong. Where do we go from here? Around the last turn. Down the back stretch, you'll see she gaps out 2 lengths. She was just getting out of gear. She's trying to find herself. Not bad, but again, I'm being overly protective of this filly. 1, I want her to qualify, and 2, I wanted to have a good qualifier that she's capable of doing. Around the last turn, she turns it on. I feel her start to close in on the leader, and I can hear her touch her knee once or twice, but now she smells blood in the water. We come out of the turn and she just inhales this horse and trots away, earplugs in her ear. Yes, you can see halfway down the lane still, put the odd roll, the odd step in, brushed her knee, get out of gear a little bit, but she was very, very good. 156-1. Take nothing away. Yeah, there's a little headwind today, but it's like 25 degrees, beautiful day. Track was fast, in great condition. She was very good. Very, very good. So I think it's fair to say we have some stuff to work on. We're going to continue to work on that, but I think Globe-Trotting can head to Scioto next Friday for the Sire Stakes. I won't be there to drive her. I know Mark had said, oh, I'll go, but I don't know if he will. I doubt he will. I asked Chris Page. He obviously has Burke's horses. Now he has a couple of fillies at Burke's. He may have changed his tune since I talked to him 10 days ago. I'd love to have a driver that say, yeah, I'll drive her, but the problem is they know they're not driving her next time, so they don't want to jeopardize, a bird in the hands we're doing the bush type thing. They want to take care of what's coming up for them. They don't want to jump off a potential drive to chase a 1 week drive, so to speak. So we're going to need a driver for Globe-Trotting. Saturday night, Compass Rose DC is Indigo Georgian. Now, I'll be completely upfront with everybody, the same as I was for James. I'm not protecting Compass Rose DC Saturday night. If she runs, she runs. But she needs to go a good mile. She needs to look good. I'm sitting at a gas station behind Mohawk. She needs to look as good as Globe-Trotting did this morning. I don't need her to go out and win in 56 with the earplugs in, but I need her to show me that she could next week, maybe. And I can't do that getting away last, sitting there, coming 28-2 on the end of it, saying, yeah, she was good. It's not going to happen. I'm probably going to float her out, end up second over or something with her, hopefully, and attacking down the lane. I'm not going to throw caution to the wind and just let her rock, but at the same time, she's going to work on Saturday night. So that's where we're at with. There'll be no hard feelings after the race if she makes a break, or if she doesn't look awesome. I can't imagine she won't look awesome if she doesn't make a break, but if she doesn't look awesome on Saturday night, she may go to the Buckeye for a Titan or a first start. And James put it right, and he's correct. If she can't, James and Jason, if she can't get to the Sire Stakes final on three legs, three stake legs, she's no business being in there, right? So if she misses the first leg, fine. As you saw this morning, alesund is going to miss the first leg. She made a break. I can tell you exactly what the problem was. I thought she was stronger finishing up. We need a line pole on the inside of her. I thought she'd be fine today. But then right after James said she was choppy and bumpy and interfering, I thought to myself immediately, why? Because she wasn't on Monday or Tuesday. Monday, I think. I know exactly why. I watched her leave the blacksmith shop on Wednesday. So when you have 4.5, 5 weeks of toe on a horse, you tend as a blacksmith to want to take the appropriate amount of toe off. And trotters are tricky, right? And to be honest, if you'd asked me before we went out the track with alesund, said, what do you think alesund will do? Third or fourth, probably trot 58, 59. I know Jason thought she was Sire Stakes material, and she may still be. She wasn't today. She was interfering, she was rough, she was out of gear, she made a break. I know, I'm 99% sure why. Blacksmith took a little too much toe off. Now, that's not his fault, and nobody told him, hey, don't shoe her like a horse, and I wouldn't have. I don't remember her ever being footsore after she trained, and I'm a little surprised, but at the same time, this is horse racing. It's full of wonderful surprises like Globe-Trotting and shitty surprises like alesund. So, it is what it is. Alesund will have to qualify. Now, I'm going to have Larry change her shoes to protect her feet a little more. If her feet are bothering her to the point where if the blacksmith shoes are 2 days out of the race, she can't function properly on a fast track like Mohawk, then we may have to put some protective footwear on her. Probably put a little set of pin bars that are on Globe-Trotting right now, that are on GW Chrome. They do help. I think as a horseman, the overall feeling about bars are maybe they slow horses down, maybe they cause them to interfere a little bit behind more. I don't know if I share that philosophy. I think a sounder horse is a faster horse. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes with alesund. We are going to make some changes, and I think we'll bring her over Saturday here. If she trains better on Saturday, she can go to Ohio Monday and qualify at Northfield on Thursday. If she does not train better on Saturday, she's staying right here until we get her right. So I think that's maybe best thing for us with alesund. Spend that money, get in the non-winners of 3 on Friday night. James is expecting a good mile out of her. So am I. What am I doing? My tank's on the other side. I've had this car 3 years. James expecting a good mile from her on Friday, as I am also. And then on Saturday, we got Compass Rose DC. Now, I was talking to a couple of guys in the top barn. We have horses staying here. Every year, in June, right before the babies qualify, we say, okay, we try to take a look at who needs a new harness. Some of the horses are training down on jogging harnesses or racing harnesses from a few years ago that are a little worn out. What horses need new harnesses? And every year, we usually just say, you know what, on the June bill, we're going to put a $3 charge, a $3 per share charge to buy some harness. It's a tough year for everybody, and I don't want to be adding charges to anybody's bill. So we're going to take a real close look at who actually needs just the horses that need them. If they're racing and their harness is okay, then they're okay for 2020. They don't need to be brand new. This isn't Casey's barn, and nothing against Casey's barn, but you know, I just can't go and buy a bunch of new harnesses for everybody, and I just don't think it's feasible. So what we're going to do is take a look at all the horses that will be racing in June, qualifying, the babies qualifying, then the babies that will likely be racing. Can some harnesses be used for different horses? If we decide a horse like Braemar, I want to buy Braemar a new harness and have a brand new set of hobbles on him, brand new harness for him for the season. I think he's a nice colt. And this can't be about the best horses get the best harness. It just can't be. It's not fair to anybody. So we really just want to look at who needs a new harness and whose harness can make do. We'll put a number beside that and figure that out. I think also if I buy it at the tack shop, we can have 0% for 30 days. So we can push that down and kick that can down the road, so to speak. Hopefully some of these horses will be back racing when that bill comes due, and I think that makes a lot of sense for everybody, including us, including you. So for those of you that are thinking that I just throw money around because it's not mine, I think most of you know that's not the case, and it certainly isn't the case at this point. So we're going to be looking into that in the next coming weeks, and we'll put that probably on the July bill for the horses that need it. Now, to be truthful, there's a lot of horses that don't need new harness. Most of Jason's barn, the harnesses were new last year, and we had bought some pretty good harnesses that ended up down there with those horses because we thought they were going to race in March. Again, Harry's barn has a lot of good harness. I suspect Kevin's barn will need some new harnesses, and then some of the horses in the top barn also. Mario had some harnesses bought last year. So anyway, you see where I'm going with this. We're going to take a really, really tight look at what actually is needed and not what is desired, and make a recommendation of what we will be buying in the next 30 days. So I just want to make sure everybody knew about that. Also, the babies were born. The Dewey Ann and Stolen Dance babies were born. We bred Dewey Ann back to my MVP. We're going to take the next week to really bite down. We had some clients that made some really good arguments to breed Stolen Dance to the bank. I made my thoughts clear, and I'm kind of indifferent on this. It's not like I'm trying to lobby on behalf of my MVP. I'm looking at the babies that were born. Do they look correct? I look at my MVPs. My Jazz trained great yesterday. I'm a Lovely Lady trained fantastic yesterday. We have two my MVPs. We had a horse named Lima's Son 2 years ago that unfortunately got injured, and I thought very, very highly of him. These are horses that were my MVPs. Proven sire here in Canada and Ohio, North America, as opposed to a sire that is not proven. I know he had some horses in Sweden. I don't care. It means nothing here. So I'm not leaning any certain way. I guess I am. I'm leaning a little bit towards my MVP, but at the same time, my ears are open. So feel free to send me an email in regards to the bank crossing with Stolen Dance, and I'll be completely upfront. I did have a report done, and the bank actually does cross better with Stolen Dance, so that argument has to be put out there also fairly. We may go to the bank, we may go to my MVP. Whatever everybody wants to do is fine with me, but that's where it sits right now. I guess that's it. It's qualifying day. This is Thursday. Jesus, time's flying. Thursday, our qualifying day is done. Massive qualifying day yesterday. If you missed the video from yesterday about our 2-year-olds, please feel free to look that up on our YouTube channel. We trained 45 babies yesterday, and it was pretty well an overall success for our horses. We're really going to start pushing for the Ohio breds. Well and Down was great yesterday, and our boy Roy Hill made a little break. I'm still tinkering with the idea to bring him back here on Saturday. He's got to be ready to rock for July 4th. I know you can say it's a long year. We paid him into a $150,000 stake race on July 4th, and he will be ready for July 4th. So, that's it. that's everything for today. The qualifiers, whoa, a massive weight lifted off my shoulders for Globe-Trotting. Still a lot of work to be done with her, but she will be entered in the Sire Stakes. Spend that money, I suspect, will be entered in the Sire Stakes also. I fully suspect Compass Rose DC will be entered in the Sire Stakes also. These will all be decisions that will be made, I guess, over the coming days between Jason and I. For those particular horses, sometimes things happen, and all those Buckeye horses will be heading down also. The truck leaves on Monday, Jason leaves on Sunday. Hopefully he gets across the border, and we know the horses will. Our base of operations will be at Northfield Park for the summer of 2020 for a number of reasons. Everything else about the year 2020 is up in the air for us in racing. We have a pretty good idea of what's going on in Pennsylvania. As far as who our horses are going to, no definitive calendar has been listed yet. New York has pushed their stake races back. Don't know what's going on there certainly yet. The only thing for certain is here in Ontario and over in Ohio. I'll be going to Ohio towards the end of June and possibly staying there until they open the border back up. There'll be no interest for me and no need for me to come back across the border only to quarantine for 14 days. So when I go to Ohio, with or without Amy and the kids, we haven't decided that yet, it will be for the foreseeable future. So that's it. That's everything I can think of today. I'll catch up with you guys very, very soon. Your videos for the weekend will be coming up on Friday. I got a busy day on the weekend. Racing is back. Everybody is super excited. Can't wait to race tomorrow night. I have Need Your Opinion. We have some other horses at Grand River at Mohawk. Saturday, we have some horses at Georgian Downs. I have 4 drives, I believe. We have 5 horses in. The reason being, Harness AM and Really Blue Chip are in together. I'm going with Really Blue Chip, not because she's better, but because she has to go to New York, and I really would like to get this filly back on track really quick. Harness AM needs a couple of tighteners. That's what that's going to be tomorrow. Horses are racing in Hanover Saturday afternoon. We have Muscle Chrome and Emerald Miss before her trip to Ohio. And then Sunday we've entered some horses. Monday, Knockdown Dragout will be racing Monday night if they rate the class, if they go with the class, the maiden trot. A number of maiden horses and nominers of 2 trotters to race at Mohawk next week. We're back. I'm very, very excited to be back in the bike and back racing. It all starts tomorrow night. Hope you guys are having a great day. It's 28 degrees here in Ohio, and it is beautiful. Whew, I feel better now. Take care.